If you want to keep getting what you've always gotten in your life, then I encourage you to keep doing what you have always done. Because the thing is, we get in life a reflection of how we think, feel, and act. And if we continue to be in that energy every day over and over again, and what is called the familiar, similar to the word familial, then we will continue to create the same thing over and over again. And a lot of people wonder, they say to themselves, I'm stuck, I don't want to be where I'm at, I want to be somewhere else. And what they tend to do is they hold on to their story. Because one, they may not even be aware of what that story is. But that story will keep them in the familiar. Because the thing is we are always fighting for what we are used to. Which is the tricky thing here. Because if we're going to fight for what we're always used to because it feels normal, what we call normal, that may actually even be toxic. Think about it. It may be familiar to have somebody talking down to you when you were a kid, and then now you might have a boss or someone that you work with, or a boyfriend, girlfriend, or someone that talks down to you. And you say, well, I want the loving relationship. But at a deep down core level, that feels familiar. That feels normal. For a long time, I was recreating, and I say recreating as if like I was, in a way, maybe it was a form of I was attracting people into my life that was reflecting back familiar patterns from when I was a kid. And we all do this whether we're aware of it or not. But when it comes to this next year, if you really want to create transformation in your life, let the familiar become the thing that is the enemy. The thing that it is time to send off. You can become aware of what your quote-unquote familiar is, but then make a choice to step out of that box. Anytime I have done this in my life, there is an expansion of my sense of identity. Because remember, you get in life a direct reflection of who you believe you are. And when you do something that your old identity would have never done, you start to redefine who you are. And then the funny thing is that eventually becomes the normal. So in 2017, for me, I started making videos. That was not familiar to my old identity. It felt weird. And the blocks were the ego preservation mechanism. The blocks were the ego saying this isn't normal. People may judge you. You may feel it's going to be a lot of work. Who are you to be talking about this kind of stuff online? All of these things were trying to keep me where I was. Because remember, we're subconsciously addicted to familiar. In what ways in your life are you addicted to the familiar? Now sometimes, maybe this could be good. Maybe you have great relationships in some ways. And maybe you have certain friendships that are really rich. And it's like, well, I love the great conversations I'm able to have with this one close friend. Maybe that's a good familiar. But there's always an ability to expand into the unknown. So for me, this last year, if I look back, I did more live events. And at the time, as well, there were like, okay, I needed to grow the team, my team. I needed to get more volunteers. But as I stepped into that version of myself, it's like the universe sent the resources, or I was being a new version of myself, which aligned myself with other opportunities and other people. Remember the first time I put something out that I was doing a live event in Sedona, for example. We had like 15 volunteers like that. And then I did one in LA for 300 people. And we had like 20 to 30 volunteers. We had more people even apply to be volunteers, just to come and to be a part of the team and to help people get settled in and all of that. And there were normally past guests from other live events. But nonetheless, it's like as I stepped into that version of myself, it all came. And as I stepped into the version of me in 2017 of me being that of a full-time YouTuber, it's like the resources came. I started learning. I also became a new version of myself. But understand that the version of yourself, thinking, feeling, and acting, if that's been on autopilot, which for most people it is, then what happens is until you make a conscious choice to branch out of it, to step into the unknown, you will stay stuck in it. And one of the quickest ways, this is an analogy some people may not like, but if you were to get that of a frog and you put it in boiling water, it jumps out and it'll live. But if you put it in lukewarm water and you slowly turn it up to where it boils, it'll boil itself to death. Don't let this last year, or the familiar be that boiling water. Make the choice. If you don't give yourself the reason to jump out and to get into the unknown, a lot of times the universe will give you different ways to get you to see it. Because it wants you to grow. It wants you to become this new version of yourself. Now, if there's anything you do in this next year that'll change your life more than anything else, it's commit to a new version of yourself and follow the passion. Follow the excitement. Follow the energy. Now, funny enough, when I am in a high vibrational state of doing live events, more ideas, more better content comes out when I'm in front of a crowd for some reason because I'm more passionate about it. Think about that. This is what I mean by following the passion. Back in 2017, when I was making videos, I was in a certain passion frequency. Then more and more opportunities would come to me because I was in that passion frequency. Now I've been doing this for literally it's like a 7-year cycle. I just realized before I recorded this video. And then now I get in front of a live crowd and I do that of a live event. I'm in a different frequency. It's like that became my familiar, and now I want to branch out and do it in a more aligned way. But now when I'm in that state, not only when I'm in front of a crowd, when I'm in that state, even like for the weeks leading up to it, more opportunities come into my life. More people I meet that are in alignment with my mission. More alignment comes, more collaboration comes because of the frequency state that I am in. This really is about energy. And the funny thing is too, without actually doing the live event, when I commit to the live event, there's like an energy path that then starts bringing those opportunities. It's crazy how it works. But if you could commit to a new version of yourself for this year and make the choice to branch out of the familiar, then you will notice that your life expands in big ways. Now, that's what you could say in a quote-unquote esoteric words of activating your highest timeline is all about. Imagine every choice you make, every moment you're a new version of you. But what you keep doing subconsciously is you keep remembering your past as if the past is static, as if the past still even exists. The truth is, every moment we're a new version of ourselves, and every time you're in a new state of being and you remember your past, you're literally remembering a different past because you're in a different energy state. Like the memories in your mind that you can remember, which obviously, honestly, the memories aren't even in your mind, it's within the field. Every time you remember something, you take it out of the quote-unquote memory bank, you look at it, and you change it just a little bit, and you put it back. And what happens is as you change in the present moment, you literally have a different past that you even remember. I don't mean this in some metaphorical way, like literally it's a different past. Literally you remember, and it'll affect you differently in the present moment right now because of that. Now, funny enough, one thing that happened recently with myself is, because my mom passed away about a month ago, I made a video on this. When she passed away, all of a sudden, I started to, within like the weeks after that, all I could remember were the positive things. I'd remember all the times she was nurturing. I'd remember all the times she did fight for my brother and I. I remember all the times that she was just in her true sense of power. I remembered how she was so there for me when I went through my awakening and everyone else thought I was like crazy. My mom was there with me. And she was the only one that really believed in me. And I saw all this beauty. And as I started to connect to that, it was like I literally feel like it changed the momentum of my past and it changed my story in the present moment. Sad that that's what it took for me to become aware of just how much I not only just appreciate her, and I did appreciate her while she was here too, but when someone passes, you always wish you could have done more. But it changed in an interesting way. It's like it changed my past. It changed my story. And as it changed my story, it changed my present. So one thing that I encourage you to do to really change your timeline is to really look at the stuff that happened in the past and realize that the story you have now in the present moment is overlaying it. And if you were to, in a way, look at the great things within your parents and the great things within your childhood, you'd have a different memory, you'd have a different momentum than if you had a little magnifying glass and you look for every little pain and every little thing your mom or your dad didn't do correctly, which would reaffirm the pain in the present moment. So a big part of this transformation for this year could be you letting go of the story around it, the acceptance of it, bring that in, and then you could literally remember the parts of your past that actually influence a more positive, empowered you in the present moment. Now, this is one thing we're going to be doing, by the way, with the 21-day Activate Your Highest Timeline Challenge, which starts on January 11th. For 21 days, there's going to be 7 live sessions where I'm going to go live doing live coaching, doing live meditations for connecting to the group energy, and really letting go of the past story, shifting in the present moment to the new energy we prefer. A lot of it is using imagination and the power of like not just hypnosis, but ways of like releasing and changing the subconscious mind to let go of the past so you can be who you really came here to be. So if you want to let go of imposter syndrome, self-sabotage, perfectionism, procrastination, and you want to just start to be a new version of yourself, join this 21-day challenge. There's also a QHHT past life hypnosis breathwork from the LA event that we did recently as a free bonus right now, and then we got breathwork coming. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff. So if you want to join, now is the time to join. You can see the link below. Go ahead and click it, join, grab your spot. I'll see you on the inside. And understand that for 2021, or 2000, wow, time goes by fast. 2024, a big theme for a lot of people, I think, is to just simply start. Start. Stop waiting, start. It's not one other YouTube video you need to watch to get another idea. That's just another thing that's keeping you stuck. Instead, start. When you start it, you are it, and it changes your life more than anything else. So that's what I encourage you to really really tap into, is understand that energy, and understand that as you do, you will be literally activating a new version of yourself. Now, if you want to join that at the 21-day New You Activate Your Highest Timeline Challenge, go ahead and check it out right here.